Hello everyone, welcome to greensupercgcs.com and the Hartfeld Maintenance Golf Course blog. Very excited to introduce to you our new pin sheet and pin rotation for 2012. You know, for many years Hartfeld has utilized a very simple front, middle, back rotation, and we're going to do away with that this year. You know, we had the color caps on the 150 poles representing a front, middle, back pin, and again, the 150 poles will be out there this year, so you know exactly where you're at on the fairway, but we will no longer utilize the caps on top of the 150 poles. Instead, we're going to be utilizing this new pin sheet. And myself and my assistant Jack Rude has been working with a company called Course Vision that created a GPS map of Hartfeld National Forest. And what they've done on this pin sheet is they have created the basically silhouettes of the green and a silhouette of the bunkers for us. And you can see here we've got the all 18 holes mapped out here. Here's 1 through 4, 5 through 9, 10 through 14, and 15 through 18. One thing I want to point out before I reduce the size of this and kind of get into the individual rotation is that if you notice the greens are kind of over graph paper over these squares. And if you look at, for example, hole number 1 and hole number 5, the little squares are about the same size, but if you look over here on number 8, the squares are significantly smaller. You look down here, 1 grid square equals 5 yards, which means each one of these little boxes is 5 yards. So because 8 green is much larger, 8 green is about 11,000 square feet as compared to the first green, the second green, or the fifth green, to ensure each one of these green silhouettes was an accurate representation of the yardage, we had to make the greens a little bit smaller here. So you see the squares are a little bit smaller, but regardless of the size of the square on the pin sheet, it is still 5 yards. So 1 square over here is 5 yards on the 8th hole. 1 square over here is 5 yards on the 5th hole. That way we keep everything consistent and we can mark the pins a little bit easier. So let's get into an individual hole here so I can show you exactly what some of the symbols mean on each of these. So I'm going to highlight the first hole here, keep this nice and simple. So we've got the first hole in front of us, and again you see the outline of the first hole here. Again, this is GPSed, which means it is accurate down to about 1.5 feet. Okay, and we have the silhouette of the back first green bunker here. What's also nice, because each of these equals 5 yards, the area around the green is also very accurate in terms of measurement. So from the edge of the green to the edge of the bunker is approximately, you know, diagonally here is about 5 yards. Okay, so it's nice. Not only are you going to know yardage on the green, but you're going to know yardage of some of the surrounds around the green as well. You'll know some of the yardage, you know, that you have between the green side bunker and the green. Like on number 2, it's a little bit difficult to see, you know, well, how close is that bunker to the green, or how close does that collar sneak up to the bunker? Well, you can tell here it's about 3 yards. So really creates a lot more accuracy when hitting into these greens. So let's get back to the first green here so we can kind of show you how this pin sheet works. So as you can see, what we've done is the first thing we did, and I give full credit to my assistant Jack Rude. He spent a lot of time out on the golf course this winter with this map, and what he's done is he's shaded off areas that are not usable for pins, okay, because the slopes are just too great. And we've used a green speed around 10 to measure these uncuppable areas, so that, you know, if the greens get a little bit quicker, you know, some of these areas might sneak out a little bit. If the greens get a little bit slower, they'll sneak in a little bit, but nothing major that we need to go changing these shaded areas. So again, on number 1, these are the areas that are uncuppable. Also, utilizing USGA guidelines, you don't want to have a cup closer than 1 flagstick, which is about 7 feet from the edge of the pin, or excuse me, edge of the collar. But we didn't want to shade a whole area around the green to represent that, so that's a given. Okay, so each of these numbers utilizes the day we are going to be having the pin in that location. And you can see that there are 6 numbers here. We will continue to change the cups on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and any Monday that there is a member tournament. If the 4th of July falls on a Monday, or the 4th of July event for the members falls on a Monday, we will change the cups Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and again on Tuesday. So with a 6 rotation position, you're not going to see the pin back in this area on number 1, and I just use this as an example, for almost a week and a half, which is very nice. So these greens were also, when I break the sheet back out, we didn't use a standard grid on each green, and that was because of the undulations on the green, and we wanted to really break up the pin locations for you to really create a variety. So what we will be doing this year, again, instead of using colors on top of the 150 pole, we will place what number we are on in an area at the clubhouse. The pro shop will also be informed of what number we are on, and the rotation will stay the same. So if on Tuesday we were on number 1, on Thursday we'll be on number 2, Saturday we'll be on number 3, and Sunday we'll be on number 4, so on and so forth. Again, that number will be posted at the clubhouse, somewhere in the clubhouse or outside the clubhouse, and the pro shop will also have this information. So as you can see here, if we're on day number 1, the pin will be in the back left of number 1. Utilizing these squares again, you can see that the pin will be 5, 10, 15, 20 yards from the front of the green, and will be approximately, we'll say that's 3, 5, about 8 yards from the back of the green on the left side. And again, hitting to the green, you're going to be able to see that the pin is on the left side, but utilizing these squares, you're going to be able to tell about how many yards the pin is in from the front when the pin is in from the back. Also up here lists the depth of the green. So from the front of 1 to the back of 1 is 34 yards. So again, we think this is such a great addition to for us as a maintenance staff to be able to manage traffic on the green. It also gives a much better variety and takes away the subjectiveness of my staff in changing the pins. So again, let's zoom out to give you a shot of the sheet. This pin placement sheet will fit nicely in the placard by the roof of the cart, the golf cart, so that as you're driving around, you can simply look up as what hole you're on, and you know what day it is. You'll know where the pin is at every day. We can also put these on steering wheels if we would like to, just if we need an announcement put up in the placard. The other nice thing is we can create customary pin sheets, and I haven't set one up yet, but for ladies events or men's events or members events, we can actually create a customizable pin sheet where, and I will zoom in again for you, where you can essentially eliminate all of these numbers and all of the segments here, and we can simply put one dot where the pin will be, and again, utilizing the squares being 5 yards, we can have a custom pin sheet for the members that day or the tournament that day. So again, we're really excited to finally get this in our hands. Again, this was a company out of Colorado, Course Vision. They've actually GPSed our whole golf course. And this is our new pin rotation sheet this year. So if you have any comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. Again, my assistant Jack Rude worked very hard on this. Very proud of him for taking this on and making this sheet. He took a lot of time over the winter to ensure that the placements on here were the shaded areas were very accurate, so that we keep pins out of these areas. And we think you'll enjoy this as an addition to Hartefeld this year. Again, any comments or questions, feel free to email me at turfsuper@me.com, or we encourage you to leave a comment on the blog. So we'll see you out there. We're going to be utilizing this pin sheet beginning in April, and looking forward to having it this year. Have a good one.